listen to this story. If you use your debit or credit card for anything, there is a huge system malfunction that, number one, is causing them to take your tips and make them hundreds of dollars. This lady was at an ice cream shop and they took $500 tip off her daughter's card. Also, at grocery stores and a cab ride, it's doing the transaction over and over again. It's a huge issue. I didn't know about it. I just heard about it. So watch this. They're not the only
ones. Our consumer reporter Heather Sullivan here. She has a smart sense on what to do if this were to happen to you. Heather.
Yeah, you know, most credit and debit card transactions go through just fine, but errors can happen. You may not even notice them, but when they do, they can tie up your money for weeks.
Then, I was pretty livid. I say, no. It's not going down like that.
Carolyn Science says her daughter took her and her grandson to Marble Slab on Highway 6 in Sugar Land, paying with a debit card.
And she showed me that bill. It was $532.50. And then it showed her with the tip of $509 as a tip for a total of $22 worth of ice cream cones.
A $500 tip that she says she's had trouble getting the merchant or the bank to correct.
My daughter needs her money back. She has bills that are due this weekend. She has to pay her rent.
The Marble Slab store owner tells us the credit card machine has done this to other customers. So he says he posted this sign reading, quote, "When tipping, no decimal or extra zeros after. Tips are non-refundable." He says he cannot reverse the charges. The customers must contact their banks. And he says he's getting a new machine. Credit card processing errors can happen and tie up debit card funds. Many Meijer grocery shoppers around the country say their debit cards were charged multiple times for the same transaction. It took weeks to clear up. And the San Francisco Chronicle reports a woman is in a dispute over a $10,000 cab fare for a 1-mile ride. So what can you do? The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau says notify the merchant and the card issuer in writing immediately.
So the earlier you identify the issue, the better chance you'll get your money back.
Federal law limits your exposure to $50 for unauthorized transactions on credit cards, as well as debit cards if reported in 2 days. While you don't have to pay the credit charge while it's investigated, it can count against your credit limit, and the charge can be tied up in your debit account until it's resolved. Consumers can also file complaints with the CFPB.
We will reach out to the company, let them know there's a consumer complaint. So we have a process in place to help consumer get the issue resolved.
Always keep your receipts, check your statements, and because an error can tie up money in a debit account, you may not want to use that card for some